Hello, welcome back to Let's Code channel. So I hope that you are following this Gen AI playlist. So now before just starting this lecture, just quickly connect the dots what we have studied till now. So we know that Gen AI is used for creating data, not only just predicting data. That's how it is different from machine learning. And we know that the brain is LLM. LLM was large language model, which was doing what? It was predicting the next token based on probabilities, right? So now in previous two lectures we have understand everything in detail, right? So now we will just implement those details. So here I will make sure that you know that whatever we understood or what we have studied in lecture number 2 was how implemented here in real life. So I have taken one example of what happens inside ChatGPT so that you understood that why we have learned all those things, all those terms. So if you have seen ChatGPT, okay, so for you it is a black box right now, right? And you think that ChatGPT is a very intelligent model or robot where you just write one prompt and it gives you answers, right? But how it is doing that? So have you ever wondered that? If yes, then this is a great video for you. So just quickly understood what all happens inside ChatGPT. So it's not magic. It's a step by step pipeline of maths, vectors, and probability. Don't worry, nothing is difficult. So, simply, first of all, we should remember what we have learned in previous video, that was tokenization. So, first, whenever we got any input text or sentence, we do what? We broke these sentences into smaller pieces called tokens, right? So, this tokenization happens. So this is our first step. So we can see that this is example how are you. So it is divided into tokens, different tokens. After that tokens, we know that each token should be converted into a vector because after all our computer does not understand how are you. It understands only numbers. So in tokenization we have these numbers assigned. But these numbers are there in a matrix or are they stored anywhere or these are just random numbers? If everything is scattered, then how will you understood and how will a computer will understand? So for that, we have to assign these into a vector, a list of numbers that represent their meaning, right? So if someone is confused, like in previous video, we know that we have to do chunking also. So if someone asks that, hey, stop, first step I understood tokenization is right. Then second should be chunking. I have read somewhere or I have listened or I've heard from various influencers that in Gen AI chunking is very important. We do chunking also. So wait, chunking is not a LLM step. Okay, and chunking is for external system. Like if you have a document or a PDF, then you want to give that data. So for that data, it needs to be chunked, right? Because that data is large. You need to divide that. So that chunking is different. So here we'll not take chunking step because here we are not providing, right? So first of all, when tokenization happens, the immediate step what which is followed is what? Embeddings. So we do vector embedding and position embedding. So when vector embedding is done to represent its meaning, then transformers ask that which order. You have given me a random list of numbers. I understood. But what are the positions of these numbers? Is this point 0 to 1 at zeroth index only or it is at third index? So we need to specify their position, their ordering. So for that, we add their position information where our positional encoding comes into picture. So like this, we can see. Okay, so till now we have understood that first step is tokenization. Clear. Chunking is only done when any PDF or document is provided, if some external data or knowledge base is provided. But if it is not provided, then simply what we have to do, that after tokens, we have divided into tokens, tokenization happens, we need to move forward to assign the meanings. So we have to store in a list. So we make our matrix, we right, and for that we need to store two information: positional and your numbers. Okay, so vector and position embeddings are important. So this is done. So when word plus position is combined, then we get meaning. So now comes the core: attention. The model decides which words matter more. Like I have done, for example, this is my sentence. Okay, so I have done what? I have done tokenization. I have done vector embedding, like I have this meanings of these words. Then I have positions also, right? So after that, when we have positional information, we have words information, then we should know that which word should be focused more, right? So for that, we use attention mechanism. Okay. So I went to bank to deposit money. Okay. So now bank will attend more attention to deposit money than went. Like bank is associated with what? Depositing money, not with the action like that I am going to bank. Okay. So in a attention chart, it will do what? It will simply Okay, so it will simply try to analyze that which words matter most, which words have more meaning, which have more priority. So, on which words I need to focus. Okay, so this highlights connections between words, arrows showing attention. Okay, so this model decides the which words matter more simply. So this is what attention. Now, is it that only one attention is going on? Because we have many things and we have studied in like our computer systems that everything should work in parallel, then speed increases, right? So for that we have multi-head attention, because not just one, multiple attention heads learn grammar, meaning, context, so that multiple parallel lines processing same input can preserve the meaning, can understand better that what is happening. So when this meaning understand like this meaning is understood, then we move towards feed forward network. Like tokenization is done, vector embeddings where words are understood, their ordering positioning is understood, then attention, everyone was tokens was talking to each other and the meaning was understood. So context is preserved. So they have learned grammar, meaning, relationship with words, and this all is happening in a relationship mapping, like it's a 3D uh, graph where we have Euclidean distance and many more mathematical ways of like relating two objects and understanding their relationships. So this happens in the uh, back, like behind the scenes. So when these things are done, then feed forward network comes into process. So then each token is then refined through a neural network. So this is a refinement step. Okay. After that, we repeat layers. This process repeats across dozens of layers. We can see. to deeply understand the text. Okay, this was our feed forward network and this was multi head attention. If you have any doubt, you can just view these images and it will be cleared. Now the last step is output layer, where we do what? Prediction of next token based on probability. Now, likely next word we need to predict, right? And I said that for this we will use probability. So if I have this how are, so will it predict the whole sentence or just a word? Just think. So the answer is that at a time only one token, one word is generated. So whenever you want one whole sentence or a paragraph, what you simply do is, this is your feed forward network. You provide input, you get output, then you again provide the same output as input, then you again get other word. Okay, so now we, like for this example, how are we have these three words which have probabilities, you, they, we, with different probabilities. Now, which word should come here? Now, don't say that the probability which is near to 1 will come here, because in maths we have understood that 0 is like no probability, 1 is full probability. But no, here temperature as soft max plays important role. If you put your temperature, set your temperature around 0, which is give me only factual information, don't be creative, then it will look that which probability is near to my set temperature, and that nearby token is choose. Okay, that is chosen as the next likely token. So, like for the auto regression part, which I told you that how are you, I got this how are you, so my input will be how are you. Next input is this. Now I will get doing as my output. So I have only in the starting given these two tokens, how are, and now I am having the output as how are you doing. So because it has generated one token at a time and then put that again in the model and then got the other token. Okay, and this process continues till the end you want. Okay, so this is clear. So now a very important part, that here process does not end. If you get how are you doing, what you think, that are you getting these words only, these sentences, this human readable text? No, machine is storing these numbers in a list, in a vector. Okay, vector embedding, positional embedding, that was not only the part of input processing. In fact, for output processing, again these numbers are stored. Here these are stored, right? These numbers are stored in a list. Now we need to convert these numbers into our text, and we convert this by looking at our own vocabulary or dictionary, whatever we have created in the model. So we look there, we map each number to the required human text, and then to our, like, to us the users, ChatGPT gives us the final text which we can read. Okay, so now if you ask me that how are you, we got this sentence. So in the output, does the embeddings were working? No, this is a misconception. I told you that in input you have that vector embedding and positional embedding, just to know that meaning, right? But when you want to show the output, you don't know, you don't want to capture the meaning, but what you want is to capture the numbers. So you have a list of numbers like this, which you convert into text, not into vector embedding. Okay, So you can see prediction, generation, and final output. So current flow becomes what? You have text, you divide into tokens, you do all the required embeddings, then transformer, our LLM start working, then token probabilities are there which have been calculated. Then again we have tokens, final tokens, and then we convert it back into text. So output is not converted into embeddings. In fact, it is converted back into text. So remember this, this is very important. So now if someone has confusion that where chunking actually happens, so I have written here a small note which you can understand that chunking is basically used for RAG, for external systems, for document search. Like we have big PDF, we split into chunks because we can't provide the whole 100 sentences PDF, right? So for that, because we have a token limit, so for that we split into chunks. So here chunking comes into picture, and this chunking part is outside the core LLM, and it is not the part of the LLM. Okay, so don't get confused that chunking is part of LLM. No, LLM part is only what? Tokenization, embeddings. So these are the starting pre-processing work. But the core LLM is what? Transformers. Okay, so inside LLM, what happens is transformers is doing what? Attention mechanism. From here, this transformer I have told you, just come above. I'll show you if you have any doubt. Here, transformer. Then we have this self attention mechanism, multi headed attention. We have this repeat layers, feed forward network. This is your LLM. Okay, go to lecture number 2 where you get to know, understand, and learn the architecture of LLM. So, this is clear. So, for just quick recap, what we have done is we were having user input, we have done tokenization, embeddings plus positional embeddings, then LLM comes, transformer layers, self attention, feed forward. We have repeated this many times. We have output probabilities. We have then next token selection based on that probabilities and whatever the temperature is set. When we have that next token selection, we repeat for getting the entire paragraph or sentence if we not only just want one token. And after that, we have final text output. So if you are still confused and you want any real life analogy, so okay, I have made one. Tokenization is similar to like breaking sentence into Lego pieces. Lego, you have played that game. Embedding, giving meaning to each piece. Attention, deciding which piece matter. Transformer, assembling, understanding. Output, predicting next Lego piece. Okay. So now I have put all the images here so that it can be a quick eye catchy and easy to remember by the brain. So you can simply see and understand. I have written everything here. So I hope you love this video and every concept is cleared, and I'll be eagerly waiting for you all to join for the next lecture. If you liked my content, so simply give me a like button and share this with your friends so that everyone gets benefit out of that, because knowledge is whenever shared is the best gift to give to the world. Thank you and have a very good day. Bye bye.